Hello my scrappy friends, and a big welcome to my channel today. Today's share is for Scrap the Boys, and it is for a brand new challenge, a February challenge, and we've got this fun sketch to play along with. Here is the page that I created, and my page kind of looks nothing like it, but I'm just showing you here where I started, and you will see that it changes quite a bit. So I was really inspired by all the square, like that grid pattern in the original sketch and the multiple photos. So I've got 4 photos here that I'm working with, and as you can see, I am playing with ink. I've got my Pinkfresh Studio little ink cubes here, and I've got a set of 4 blues and 4 greens, and what I'm doing is just stamping the little ink pad straight onto my cardstock, which has been prepped with some clear gesso, and I've started with the lightest green and then gone through to the darkest green, and then from the darkest blue to the lightest blue, and then again from the lightest green to the darker greens. So I got like this fade from dark green to light blue to dark blue all the way through. I hope that makes sense. This was super fun to create, and I really like the end, like my background here, but it just didn't work with the photos. So I have kept this in because I thought it was a bit of a fun technique, and some people might get some inspiration from that. It's what I was inspired to create with from the sketch. I haven't left all of this in though, just some of it. So I thought, okay, well maybe it's too squarish over to this side, so I'll blend out some more colour. So I'm just using some clean water and my paintbrush. I'm going to try my photos on there again. You can see up the top where the colour hasn't blended particularly well. I didn't get my gesso there. So yeah, I played with the photos and I just couldn't get it to work. So I was like, nah, this isn't working. And then from there, I got the inspiration to use this cut file, which is, of course, a cut to you cut file. I have the name written down. Give me 2 seconds. And you can see I have trimmed down my photos to fit into some of the frames. That cut file is called Snapshot. So I've used those 3 small photos, are in 3 of the vertical rectangle frames, and then I'm using this bigger photo, and I'm going to kind of layer that on top, and you can see I've just added a white border to that. These photos are all of my oldest child and my sister's oldest son, and these two, when they get together, they just have so much fun. And Jacob he's so cute with both him and his little brother. So cute with them. It's the cutest thing ever. So you can see I've added a couple of layers behind my photo there. I just wanted to make sure that was somewhat separated from the rest of the cut file and didn't just blend in. I'm going to go with this dark blue polka dot. The collection that I'm using, by the way, is Chamel Never Grow Up. Yes, Chamel Never Grow Up. I really love it. I love the colours. I love the whole feel of the collection. It's super fun. What I've got here is the 6x8 paper pad, and I'm going to go ahead and back my cut file. I do most of this off screen, but I have left a little bit in. I wanted to make sure I got sunshine and rainbows on this piece. So what I've done is pulled the piece off my cutting mat and then used my scissors to go around to cut around that on the piece of paper. So I've used the offcut from the cut file as a template. That's what I'm trying to say. You'll have to forgive me. It's been a big day. I am only recording this voiceover. It is the 31st of January, and for those of you that are unaware, I am in Perth, WA, and we have just today gone back into lockdown. I'm not going to complain very much. We have been so lucky, and I've been saying that for months. We've got 5 days of lockdown. Hopefully people can stay home, do the right thing, and my boys can get back to school, and that is less for my sanity and more for their sanity. There definitely were tears here when they learnt they were not returning to school tomorrow. So yeah, hopefully people can stay home and do the right thing. So yes, I'm tired. We've had a big day. We've had a big month. We've had a big year so far. So yeah, I may struggle with words. I have gone ahead and backed that whole cut file, and I've kind of tried to spread out the patterns, showing you how I've backed my photo there. I've got the different papers. I've also got some foam in there just for a little bit of depth between the photo and the cut file. I really, really loved that wood grain pattern that was the branding strip, and I tried to leave it at the bottom, and I thought, what if I put it on the side? You can see here I'm going, oh, I really like this. I think I really like it. So I am going to pop my cut file more over to the left, and that was in part because I wanted to keep that branding strip on the right hand side, but also because when I look back at the sketch, the main cluster is kind of more to one, it's more to the right, but I thought with staying a bit kind of closer to the sketch, I would move my main photo over to the left, if that makes sense. Sketches are there for inspiration, right? We do not have to follow them closely. However, this is probably the furthest I've ever strayed from a sketch, but I really like how this turned out. So I'm just working out exactly where this is going to go. You saw me with my white pen before, and I just marked out where my big photo was sitting on the top so that I could add a quick coat of gesso, so that because the bottom layer on the photo is that same blue with like the rainbow coloured spots, it was all kind of blending in together, and this little bit of gesso just separates the two, and it kind of makes that top photo pop. Got my white India ink, which I'm adding splatters with. Now I have my India ink is running out. I did buy it at Riot. Riot has gone bust. If you know where I can get some white India ink in Australia, preferably, please let me know. I'm really, really loving it. I don't really want to go with the acrylic ink because I know the India ink and it works really well and I really love it. But I'm also happy to play with new products. So if you have a recommendation of where I can find some white India ink, it would be greatly appreciated. I am going to go ahead and stick my cut file straight to my background. I'm not going to bother with popping this up. And you can see I've just added a whole bunch of ATG to that. I'm going to pop it on my background. And because the polka dots are all like in straight lines, I'm able to use those to line this up. I'm going to smush it down. I don't know if I have mentioned this before, but I've moved a few things around in my craft room, and you can see I'm working to the right of my cutting mat there, and what I've got is my Tim Holtz guillotine, the big 12-inch one. I found having it on my desk is much easier than dragging it in and out from where I was storing it. So if you ever see me disappear that way, that's what I'm doing. That's where my paper trimmer is. I'm going to stick down the offcuts to the right hand side. Again, I'm just using my T-square ruler to make sure it's straight, because otherwise it could end up anywhere. It could definitely lead to an interesting layout on my page, but I did want them straight, which I know isn't something that I do all the time. But yeah, I love the colours in this collection, the patterns, the general sentiment behind this collection as well. And again, that yellow, that bright yellow, I love it. I love it. We need more yellow in the scrapbooking world. So what am I doing now? I'm going to stick down my photo. I had real drama getting my ATG to stick, when I stuck it down, to not have my ATG, like the gun, stick to my photo. It was weird. What am I doing next? So my layout is actually almost done. I don't add all that much more, just a few little details. I've pulled out the stamp set, and I've pulled out 3 stamps that I want to use. This is going to work as my title, Here Comes Trouble. And that is kind of meant more figuratively in the future, Here Comes Trouble, because as these two get bigger, I can already kind of imagine the trouble they're going to get up to together. And I think, funnily enough, it's going to be the little one leading the big one astray. So I've laid out where those stamps are going to go. I love that frog. I don't know why I had to include him, but I'm like, I'm including the frog. He's going on the page. So he is going to go right there. I'm just going to pop him up on some foam when I get to that. But I've gone to stick my title down and realised I needed to do my stamping first. Pulled out my brown inks. These are the same ones that I used at the beginning of the video, but obviously in brown. I think I'm using the colour called Espresso, and because I've got that wood grain is why I went with the brown, which is very unlike me. But you'll see here, I'm just getting an eraser and rubbing that over the stamp. I've found that either that or rubbing the stamp on my arm is the best way to get them to stamp really well. But you can see too that I've been stamping onto that scrap piece of paper there too. This one kind of fades into the pattern a little bit, but I'm okay with that. It didn't need to be a big, like, wow, look at me detail, so I'm quite happy with how that looks. What have I lost? Oh, my eraser. So I'm going to do the same to this one. This one just says hi, which I thought was really cute. I did toy with the idea of putting like an image there rather than a word, but because I had words in the other two, I thought I would include a word there. I've got lots of other pattern happening, so I've got the rainbows and suns and the feathers and the spots and the wood grain, so that's why I've gone with the 3 words. Here we go, popping my little frog up. He's so cute, so cute. And I'm just going to kind of center him over that stamp. And what you didn't see me do, I grabbed a brown mist. It is a Lindy Stamp Gang colour. I don't think I've written it down. No. I have written down the 2 ink sets that I used in the beginning. One is Island Oasis and the other is Morning Sky. So that is the sketch for Scrap the Boys for February. I hope you enjoy. Thank you as always for stopping by. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I cannot wait to see your take on this sketch. Thank you so much for stopping by.